funds, like what our unexpended monies are.
Right.
Some of these funds are at or near that level, if not surpassing that.
Yeah, that's right.
So we wouldn't need to continue to contribute to them if we've gotten to that amount.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
I mean, so the idea is if we said, it doesn't have to grow, right? We would say, okay, we've set 50% of the annual appropriations. And then we have more than 50%. Well, then what we should be doing with that money is paying down tax levy.
Right.
Or putting it aside for cemetery and things like that. So, I mean, it gives the board some chances to sit there and not raise taxes, but use funds over and above what they've sort of suggested as the minimum fund balance, so that they could make these improvements, pay for these things without necessarily asking the taxpayer for some more money. That's kind of the theory behind it, and that's why they recommend municipalities do these things.
What percentage are we at now? According to the math I'm doing, we're higher than 50% now. Is that incorrect?
I think we are. So that's why I've also brought up that, have a discussion if we decide it's 50% past policy and then we have money left over, then we have to decide what to do with that money that's left over.
Contingency, I think, is capped at 10%. 10%.
I don't know what we did. I forget what we did.
I mean, I think by state, I think that they, something about.
Oh, yeah, I forget what it is. In any case, so, then we can have that discussion about, all right, and I'll say I'm voting for the cemetery or something like that. And we can do that way.
If we do have extra that's above 50%, then really we should earmark that to avoid going over the tax cap in 2026.
So what ends up happening is we haven't closed the books in 2024. So we set a fund balance policy, got it here. Then when we're closing the books, then we can sit there and make the decisions on where to reserve those funds. I mean, you'd like to not go over the tax cap. That's all.
Isn't that what we're doing right now? Closing, this is the annual financial report. Isn't that the closing it?
No, I don't. I think we need to, because we haven't established what the fund balance is, and then what to do with any money left over.
So we're going to get another annual financial report?
No, the annual financial report's gone. I mean, that's for the state. So that gets filed with the state. They review it. They kick it back if they have problems, but I have to certify it.
Doesn't that mean the books are closed though?
No.
No, they're not closed.
No, they want the annual financial report. The books are completely different. The books are, not going to change. These are what the books are based, but we still have to decide what to do with the money.
Right.
Then that closes the books.
Okay. But the numbers aren't going to change.
That's
This
correct.
is a future conversation, but the numbers will remain the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what we have. How is that? I don't understand.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Page 5.
Right here, because this.
I'm sorry, what are we looking at?
We're just trying to figure out what our fund balance is right now, percentage, so.
Okay.
Bring your calculator.
I have my phone.
You did bring your calculator. I didn't want people to think I was four.
So these are the appropriations around that. So this is what we budgeted for the appropriations. So it's the number. So 873 out of 1.2 million.
Correct. We understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, okay.
Yes, I got that part.
All right,
Thank
fair
you.
enough. I'll leave you alone.
I don't know what it's doing, to be honest. I would have to dissect that. Okay. There's gotta be a piece missing there.
So Nicole, I have,
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, I do. And she said,
Because
so
if
there's
we're-
gotta
if
be a
we're-
piece
I'm
missing.
listening.
Yep.
Right, because if we're at this,
so
that's saying we're at this.
Right,
I had thought that these numbers would
And
change,
what
and
she
this is
said
just
so, and
a
then
draft, but this,
yep, and only
as far as anyone
That's what I'm saying, I don't
knows,
understand.
this
So she
is
said there's
fine.
gotta be a
This
piece
is not-
missing because she just went back.
Unless they kick it back to us.
And had
For
it,
some
and she said there's a piece missing.
Which they generally do,
Okay,
So something's wrong.
once it's final submitted to the state. One of their auditors will look it over and they usually get back with questions and then they'll want to change something, but hopefully
Yeah.
we don't have that this year.
So it's a draft and it's ready to launch on our end.
Yeah.
And then we wait to hear back.
So,
So until we really hear back from them to make sure that these figures are accurate on their end, and they run it through their software, it's hard to know exactly what our fund balances are for until maybe next meeting.
But are we generally saying 50%? It seems more or less agreeable for, just as a general policy.
To be honest, I don't think your fund balances are going to change. The things that typically change on an annual report are, like I mentioned earlier, not reporting the purchase of highway equipment and having it in the highway fund.
Well, I don't understand then, because this is saying that we have $1 million right now in fund balance. That means we have 100%.
No,
That's what it says.
no, you need to look at 917 on page 5. That's your unassigned fund balance, which is 873.91.34.
Okay.
That's your fund balance.
The other ones are in reserves and New York classes. right?
Correct.
But it's still,
We're still over 50% though.
Yes,
we're at about 60%,
60, 65, I'm guessing.
65% is what we're at.
And so that, to answer your other question, the difference between those two balances on page 5 is the $50,000 that you got on the bottom of page 4. That's the difference. Your accounts payable and group insurance.
is it just the 3 districts that you're suggesting?
I'll be honest with you, because it appears that we have money that's left over on under the general fund. I'm a little nervous about setting a policy with such a volatile set of accounts as the highway and the water. Plus, they're not that close anyway. They don't have that much. I mean, we now have some decisions to make if we set it at 50%. To close the books for 2024. So I don't know, after, talking with Louis and it makes me nervous because there's too many